The People First podcast is a show centered by people with learning disabilities. 4 hours, friends and community. We talk about issues that are important to us and improve citizen people to find out education. This is our way to make a difference and have our voices first.
Hello, and we come to People First podcast today. Will be skipped to 2 people from Staveley Court. We come to the show. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name's Claire. I am Housing and Care Manager at Staveley Court.
And hi, I'm Jenny. I'm the Care Administrator at Staveley Court.
What made you want to be a care worker?
Me personally, I didn't know I wanted to be a care worker until I came to Staveley Court. I've done all sorts of different jobs, and I applied for a admin post at Staveley Court many years ago, and then look at me now. You make a difference, and that's why we do it.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the same. It wasn't what I wanted to go into originally. I was at uni, I was doing performing arts, and I used to help out in the kitchen at Staveley. And they offered me a job, which was great for being at uni, getting a bit of money in. And then uni wasn't for me, and I ended up working full-time at Staveley. And I absolutely love it, and I don't see myself in a different job. Definitely working within the care sector for the rest of my life, and hopefully make my way up in the building and maybe be in one of Claire's spots before you know it.
You're going to take my job.
What qualification and training do you need to become a care worker, and how many care workers have you got on board at Staveley Court?
So, to become a care worker at Staveley Court, you don't need any qualifications at all. All we ask for in our care workers is a bit of get up and go, a bit of care in nature, but you don't have to have had experience and training for all of that sort of thing, because we do all the training, the care certificate, they call it a care certificate training, and we do all of that once people start at Staveley Court. We need to see a little bit of something, a little spark or a little bit of enthusiasm and wanting to make a difference to people, and you can find a lot of that without any qualifications.
And it's lucky as well at Staveley, because they will help you get your qualifications once you've got the job. You have a chance to do your level 2 and your level 3. I'm lucky enough, soon I'll be starting my level 4, which is at uni level. When you get that level 4 is at uni level, isn't it? Yeah, level 4 is at uni level. And we have, I think, 38 people that work at Staveley Court, and that includes the office staff as well, and we are hiring more as well.
Yeah, we're taking more people on all the time at the moment. Yeah.
What is your favourite part about being a care worker?
Mine has to be the people I look after. I absolutely love all the residents at Staveley Court, and they really are what keep me coming back to work. As you can know, in any job it can be stressful and stuff, and you go home and you think, why am I doing this? But the question always to that is, why am I doing this? It's because of the residents that I look after.
Absolutely, and I'd agree with that. And I think we get a lot of people who come to Staveley Court and they say that you can feel it when you walk in. It's the atmosphere, and that comes from all the people that live there. It comes from all of the staff, and if you haven't got happy people, then what? We need happy people. We need a happy workforce, and that's ultimately what we aim for.
What is Staveley Court, and how did it get its name?
So Staveley Court is classed as what's called an extra care scheme. So we have 40 flats, and they're all individual flats. They've all got their own kitchens, their own bathrooms, their own living rooms. So it's not like a room, it's your own flat. So the way we always explain it to people is it's like living on a street, but your street's got a roof on it. So you have your neighbours, there's a communal activities and the restaurant, and we have some people that never leave the building. We have some people like our Graham that's never in the building. And everything in between. So and then we deliver care into those flats for each individual. So whatever care need they're deemed as having by social services. So it might be anything from administering somebody's medication a couple of times a day, all the way up to hoisting somebody to and from bed, and everything in between.
And well-being as well. We have a few people in there that just like to see a happy smiley face every day, just somebody to have a little chat to, maybe 2-3 times a day, or maybe once a day as well. And I think Staveley probably got its name from, because we are on Staveley Road.
I don't think it's anything exciting.
No, I don't think
I think they just copied the name of the street it's on.
What kind of work do you do, and what is your job role?
So I'm based on the computer a lot, so I deal with the rostering, which is where I put everybody's care calls on and do the rotas for the staff. I do the billing for the Bradford Council. A lot of printing. It can take me about a day to get all my printing done.
Jennie-Lee uses our stationery budget in one sitting.
Yeah. I also deal with the residents too. I don't like to keep myself just as admin. I do keep on top of my care training so I can jump on the floor whenever it's needed. And I do bits and bobs. I'm a bit of everything. I help everybody out when there's needing help. So I've been lucky enough to be able to upskill and be getting involved in care plans and risk assessments, speaking with staff, looking at staff discussions and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what I do at Staveley, a mixture of everything.
She's an all-round good egg, is Jennie-Lee, aren't you, dear? And my job role, I'm housing and care manager, so I oversee everything in the court, really. Everything from the care side, so everything from supervisions, disciplinaries, looking at billing, profit and loss, that sort of boring stuff that nobody wants to do, but I have to. And then also on the housing side, so meeting new people before they move in, getting all that information together, and letting the flats, repairs, everything. So I oversee everything, yeah.
How could our supported living help people live more independently?
So we at Staveley Court, we're very big on not taking anything away from people. We try and allow them to do what they can do. So going back to when we work on the planned care, so it might be that somebody just needs a little bit of help with maybe some personal care, but they can do the medication, their breakfast, their coffee making, and they can do all of that themselves. So we try and not take that away, and we just support where's needed.
We work in a very person-centred way. We work with each resident on their care plan, seeing what they like, how they like things. It's all about choice. We give everybody the choice to do whatever they want. Ultimately, it's their decision, and we will be there to help them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why is it important that people can live independently in supported living?
It's a good question, that.
It's a good question. I think, again, it goes down to that, keeping that independence, and allowing people to do what they can do and do what they want to do, rather than just somebody moving in and we take all that away. That's not what we do. We want people, I think the main things that we aim for when somebody comes to Staveley Court is they feel safe, they feel happy, and most of all, we like to make a difference to people. From the situation maybe that they'd have been in before. It's a real family, isn't it? Family atmosphere.
What are your plans for the future?
So in the pipeline at the minute, we are going all electronic. So like I said, at the minute, it's taking me time to print everything out, which is a job in itself. I've got to make sure I've got at least 2 days free to do my printing a week. So we're going to be going on to Birdie. And that's where all your care plans, etc., the rosterings, everybody's runs. I believe what will happen is that each carer will get kind of like a little smartphone, kind of something that's electronic, that they'll have to look after. And so from my computer, I'll be able to do the runs, so that person can see on that electronic device who they've got and what time they're meant to be in there. Can have all the MAR charts, and the care plans will be on there, a step-by-step guide of what they need to do for that person when they're in that flat. And we're on with the gardens at the minute as well. We've got lots of plans in future for Staveley.
Absolutely. I mean, Staveley Court's 20 years old now, just over 20 years old. So we've been lucky enough to have all the kitchens and bathrooms renewed last year. And we've, in the storms over the winter, we've lost quite a lot of the fence. I'm sure Graham will. So we've just recently managed to get a quote for that. So, and I think mainly for the gardening this year, it's like you say, is the big thing. We want to try and make the garden more accessible to people, so we can turn it into a real supported gardening project rather than
House in 21. They've done a bit of gardening thing for us. It's they have like a helping hands at in the company house in 21, which is great for when residents stuff have any ideas. Like we're hoping in the summer we can maybe get a barbecue, which would be good, which we can get through from our company's helping hands. So they're always bringing new stuff in.
And Housing 21 is actually 60 years old this year. So there's going to be big parties coming up. We're having a big party in July, and we've picked the theme of a 1950s American diner. So there'll be hot dogs and milkshakes, and singers, and we'll all have a jolly good time.
How many years have you worked in Staveley Court, and how many years have you been a health worker?
So I've been at Staveley Court for 15 years this year. That makes me feel very old. And I started in Jennie-Lee's current job. I started as 2-day-a-week administration assistant. And then I went on to the housing part, which one of our colleagues, Kim, does at the moment. And then I was sort of offered the housing and care manager role, and it took me a while to build confidence up to think I could do it, and I think some days you still worry about that.
You do a great job.
But on the whole, I love it, absolutely love it. There's not a single day I get up in the morning and think I don't want to go to work, because I do, because every day is different. I just love it.
Yeah. I've worked for the company for 5 years. Next month it'll be 5 years, and I've been a care worker for 4 of them years, and I've been in my admin role for a year now. I think it's just nearly a year. Yeah.
Do you enjoy your job, and if so, why?
Again, for me, it has to be the people that I look after. There, what get me to go to work, get me out of bed, and give me that push to continue coming to work. Because like you said, we can all have our days at work, and sometimes it does take a bit of a toll on you, but going in and seeing the residents' faces is what brings me to work, and the staff that I work with as well. We've got a really great team, and always feel supported as well, which is always a number one with a job. You want to feel supported.
Yeah. We work, and I think the main thing about Staveley Court and why we are different is because we do work as a team. All of the staff, we're all part of one team. There's no separation. We all do it together, and that's the way. And none of us are adverse to doing any of the jobs that need doing. Everything from putting the bins out to
jumping on the floor when
jumping on to care whenever needed. It's a team effort, and making a difference to the residents that we deal with. That's why I love my job.
Yeah.
I enjoy it together. I've been one for a boom, and I think it's been a while hurt about a little bit, because I think been, I didn't really have what I was doing for. And I think it's been a wonderful time for me. People are great, the staff are great, everything's great there. I feel fantastic. Fantastic. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you for coming on the show and helping us learn more about your job and about supported living. Do you have anything else you want to add before we end the show?
I'd just like to say thank you for inviting us. It's been a great morning.
It's been wonderful to see it. It's so exciting. Thank you so much for having us.
Remember to comment, like, share on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us by searching for the People First podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.